Hi everybody, hope you're well. I thought today I'll just talk about Brand Whisperer startup and entrepreneur connection. And the whole idea behind it is I started my coaching and mentoring career. I think it was in 2015. I went to do a workshop for was then called Tshwane Business Chamber in Pretoria, South Africa, and so did a few workshops with the guys, and then eventually they said to me, there's nobody to manage this incubator. Do you mind looking after all these guys? And they were all guys. I think there was one lady, and I agreed, and so that's where I started to engage with all these startups. Some of them needed a lot of assistance and a lot more guidance, and others were, just eh, making contact every now and again. And I realized the importance of having a good coach and a mentor and what it means for an entrepreneur because you know when you enter into the world of entrepreneurship or as a startup, there are no guarantees. There are you entering the world of the unknown. It is a wilderness, and unless you enter with already, prospects or a contract or a retainer, anything secured, for the rest, it's gonna take a lot of hard work, dedication, sacrifice, sleepless nights, no cash, sort of losing contact with your friends and family, and also frustrations. Your health can deteriorate, losing weight. So it's a lot of pressure on any entrepreneur to actually start off. So that's why it's important that as an entrepreneur, you need to ensure that you have a good support structure, or just a coach or a mentor or a soundboard, somebody that will give you honest and straight feedback on some of the ideas that you might have, because what you don't want is somebody that will just agree with you, and in the end you then realize but all those agreements actually did not work in your favor and it is part of your downfall. So but when you have a coach and an entrepreneur, it's important that you also contribute to the relationship, because remember that the coach might have understand the basic principles of our business and all of it, but your area of expertise might be completely new to the coach. So that's why it's a mutual beneficial relationship, because the coach also grows because he or she is exposed to an industry which they might not have that much of insight or experience on. So, and also you need to know that if you're somebody that thinks that you're always right and you know your way, you don't need any support, then good for you. I mean, I grew up without any parental even guidance or influence or involvement. So everything that I know is self-taught, trial and error. Trial and error. I'm sitting here, trial and error constantly. That's all I know. So if I had a coach or a mentor or somebody that just had a stronger influence in my life, I think things would have been different. So, and then you find some of the, that we call them mentees, people that you mentor, that are so strong-headed that they don't want to listen to you. And when they hit that brick wall, you feel the pain, you feel the, how can I say, the disappointment, and you don't want to say to them, "I told you so." You'd rather find ways to navigate yourself around the personality, because it's a personality type. As an entrepreneur, you're so fixed on this is my solution and I know everything and I don't want anybody to tell me how to do my job. So yeah, I think you just have to. It's about building a trust relationship, and from the outset, putting everything out there, making sure that the parties agree on how you're going to engage, and it requires a lot of maturity. So maturity from both parties to say, you know what, maybe I don't know, or maybe have you thought about X, Y, Z, and the openness, to receive feedback, to receive input, to receive guidance. That is paramount to everything that you do. So I think on the next session, I spoke about, you know the different phases, like when you start off, which industry to go into. Then we discussed what is your brand name, and sort of why do you decide on that. I think the next thing we're going to do is now look at what are your objectives, what do you want to achieve, and how this is where I come in as a coach and a mentor, and also from a brand whisperer point of view, which I call the how factor. I'll explain that in more detail at our next session. So have an awesomeness day, and until we reconnect next time, all the best and keep